This video covers the connections and setup for Proscore with our Sammamish laptop. Here is the laptop. Use the login instructions on the top. So we have components to be connected. We have the laptop, we have the router. The router will send the wireless signal to the iPads. For the Alpha Mini displays, we'll also be using this radio, which in the back you'll connect the first of the Alpha Mini displays connects to the back of the radio here, and then from the back of the radio the USB cable goes to the computer. That's this blue cable here. For the Alpha Mini displays, each of the displays, the 4 displays, will daisy chain the wires from the last one connecting to the next one. So you just daisy chain each of those in series until the last one, the output from the last one, plugs into the radio. This is the plug-in for the radio. I'll have that plugged into the strip here. Also, the Wi-Fi router is also plugged in, as well as the laptop. You'll have to set all that up on the table out there. So connections. Also, for the radio, for the Wi-Fi router, there needs to be a physical hardline connection. That's this yellow cable from the Wi-Fi router, and it's the back port. It's just port number 1. Just plug the cable into the back of that port, and then it plugs into the back of the laptop. We are not going to use the Wi-Fi for the laptop. It actually needs to be turned off so that the laptop does not try and automatically switch to another Wi-Fi network, which is not that one. We want it to be connected to this one, so we turn Wi-Fi off and hardwire it to this router. That is our setup. So those are the physical connections that need to be set up for Proscore to work correctly. So now let's fire up the laptop and the Proscore software. Alright, so now that we have our laptop fired up, we're going to open up 2 programs here. The first program that we're going to open up is this icon here, Proscore. So we'll open that up. And it'll come up with this unable to connect to the server. And that usually happens because every time you fire up this router, it comes up with a different IP address. And so what we're going to do is we want to select a different server. And right now this 192.168.1.3 is highlighted. We're going to get rid of that. We just click the minus button. Okay, and then we're going to locate new servers. Okay, and it'll pop up usually 4 items here. Sometimes 3. Okay, and we want to select the one that is 192.168.1, and then that number may vary. In this case it's 0.7, so we'll choose that and click OK, and then connect to selected server, and yes, save changes. Okay, so now Proscore is running. We will need to select the meat that we're using. The meat has not been set up yet, but when it is, it should be functional. For this example, I am just going to use the 2016 state championship. Okay, so I'm just using an old meat for the moment just to demonstrate it. And then we need to open up Proscore Scoreboard. Okay, so we're going to double click on this icon here, and this is what sets up the iPads. Okay, so here is our setup for the iPads. And if you click on the setup and then go to setup here. The iPad definitions are over here. They're all set up. You should not have to do anything. They should all be set up here. Click OK. So there's really nothing you should have to do there. What you do need to do, however, is depending on the session, select the session that you're running. And on single dual meets that we have during the season, it's always session number 1. And we have to go into each of these boxes and type in session 1 for each of those. For the state meet, there's multiple sessions, so whatever session you're running at the moment would be the session that you have to type in. So as you go through the day, you'll have to change these settings. We should be able to fire up the iPads now. Okay, so we'll unlock them, and the code for all of the iPads is just 1, 2, 3, 4. And then Proscore, if you go to the home page, just scroll to the right screen and click on the Proscore, and you'll usually get this error. It says lost connection. It's looking for the old IP address from the last time you had it set up, and if you recall from earlier, the new server IP address is 192.168.1.7. So we'll go to settings, and all we have to do is press this little kind of box with arrows. Press that button and it'll automatically search for the new IP address. So you just select on that till the check mark is there and hit the done button, and it should pull up the judging score. So this is judge number 1 for Beam. And so the head judge, judge number 1, will always have this screen start up, and when the competitor comes up, they'll punch in the number for the competitor and hit the select button, and then they can go about scoring. For judge number 2 for each event, it'll be a little bit different when they start up the screen. 1, 2, 3, 4. Proscore, and again we'll have to do these with all the iPads, so we'll hit that button, let it find the new server address, click on the server number, and hit done. Okay, and so this is what you get for the second judge. It says waiting for head judge to select an athlete. So once the first judge punches in the number for the athlete that's competing, then the second judge will pull up the scoring screen. Okay, so this one is queued up, ready to go, waiting for judge number 1 to type in the number. Okay, you'll also see on the radio status that those 2 iPads are connected. You can see the battery status on those. Keep an eye on those. If they get down to like 20% or so, you might need to get a cord out there and charge the iPads. You should definitely charge them between sessions and at the end of the day, especially for state, since state is 3 days worth of competing. So always charge them up fully the night before for each day of competition. But this is a way for the scorekeeper, okay, the person running the laptop, to know that all of the iPads have some battery status left. Okay, so those are the iPads. All the other events are the same function. Unlock it, use the code, open up Proscore. You'll have to update the server address just by going to the settings button, find the new server, click done, and it should open up. Alright, and then when you're done, you click stop. And when you click stop, the iPads go to this status screen, so it's waiting for a connection. If you get an iPad that does not go to the scoring section where you punch in the numbers, then more than likely it's this that is not running. So if you want to be running, make sure your sessions are selected and you click the start button, and it indicates that it is running. That's the key for the iPads to be turned on and working. And those are the basics.